And we will start by just making sure we got enough space around us, so not going to hit anything during the session. But first of all, relax into your seat, start doing some nice deep breaths, going in through the nose, out through the mouth. And sometime over the next couple of breaths, just start to close those eyes down and bring that focus inwards. Keep the breathing going, just nice, slow, deep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, and relax down where you are. And with the relaxing down, I don't mind too much if it's not great posture, just as long as you're sort of relaxing into where you are and just feeling a little bit looser there as you do so. As you breathe in, feel that oxygen inflate your lungs, almost try and sit you up straight as you do so. Feel how that oxygen is going throughout your body. And as you breathe out, feel that relaxation wash over, shoulders relax down. And keep repeating through that there. So now we should feel a little bit more relaxed, especially within the shoulders and that sort of area, just feeling just a little bit more calm. Let's just, first of all, as we always do here, thank ourselves for coming along. The hardest part of these sessions sometimes is just being consistent, turning up week after week after week. But the fact you're here doing this, even if it's one session after a while, or if it's the 7 session in a row, whatever it may be, being consistent, being here is great. And that's often the hardest part. So well done for doing that. But now we are here. Let's remain focused. Do the tasks at hand and do it to the best of our ability. And if we do find our mind wandering today, remind ourselves that that's okay. The mind likes to wander and focus on different things, but we're just going to bring it back in line, focus on what we're doing, and doing it to the best of our abilities. Keep that breathing going. And if you haven't already, you can start to sit up nice and tall as you're doing the breathing. Keeping the eyes closed for a little bit longer, just nice deep breaths in through the nose. As you do so, sit up nice and tall and keep that length as you breathe out. And when you're ready to, you can start to open up the eyes as we continue that breathing. But as we breathe in, we're going to shrug the shoulders up. And as we breathe out, we're just going to relax it all down. And doing that in your own time as well. Don't worry about doing it to the same rhythm that I'm doing it. However long it takes you to breathe in, shrug up. And however long it takes you to breathe out, just relax it down. Let's continue the shrugging going, but instead of up and down, we're going to go forwards And back, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And just go back and forth between that. Breathe out as you push forwards. Breathe in, pull those shoulder blades together. Let me turn to the side so you can see it from there as well. So push forwards as you breathe out, almost curling over a little bit. And as you breathe in, squeeze those shoulder blades together, bring them back, sit up nice and tall. And then go back and forth. Keep the breathing going, but relax it down a little bit. You don't need to go so deep, but let's just do some shoulder rotations as we're doing it. So keep just breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, but not maybe quite as deep, and rotate those shoulders around. Don't worry about which direction you're going, because at some point we will change, but let's keep it going in your original direction to begin with. Just nice shoulder circles round. And change direction. And ease out of it there a little bit. Let's continue our circles here, but instead now we're going to put our hands roughly around our shoulders and getting those elbows going around. So for this, you've got a few options. You can do both round together like so, or you can do just one arm at a time. You can do a couple on one side and then it's switching over, or you can do it alternating as well. So just choose whichever one feels right for you, for balance, for ability, whatever it may be. Just going around and the hands don't have to be locked in place here. They're just sort of roughly sat on there. And the main driving here is just trying to get nice big circles with those elbows. And let's change direction. Good work keeping that going there. Good. Okay, bring those hands down for a second. We're going to go into some of our breathing and movements with our arms now. So let's bring both our hands up to around about chest height. We're going to push one hand forwards and then bring it back. I'm going to push the other hand forwards and bring it back. Let's link the breathing in now. So breathe out as you push out. Breathe in as you pull it back in. Swapping over, push out, breathe out, pull in, breathe in. Try and make this one fluid movement going between pushing out and pulling in rather than out and in. So rather than out then in, try and think about out and in as one movement. Yeah, let's extend it further now. So as you push forwards, lean down with it. If you need to, you can support with the other arm, reaching forwards and bringing it back in. Again, onto the other side, reaching forwards, bringing it back. And again, in your own time, and when you're ready to, you can link your breath in as well. Breathe out as you push out. Breathe in as you pull in. Can always use, if you've got a table in front of you or whatever it may be, you may want to reach and sort of lean onto that as well for a little bit of support. That can help as well, just to get a bit more range of motion. And let's take that a little bit further now again. So reaching forwards, but as you come back, instead of coming straight back, coming up and over and down. So again, pushing forwards with the other side now, coming back up, over and down, and then keep repeating that one side then the other. If you are struggling with getting the arm right the way up and over, it's okay if it comes sort of up and to the side a little bit, or even if you need to do a bit of a bent arm to do so, that's also fine. Just don't make the adjustments that you need to get a good range of motion. Nice work, everybody. Let's do a couple more here. Okay, good work. Let's bring it back into the middle here and start going out to one side and bringing it back in to the other side and back in, and just back and forth between the two. Nice controlled movement. And by now, we should be feeling maybe a little bit looser in those shoulder joints after that last one, freeing it up. And as we progress through this, that's what's naturally going to happen there. We start to just mobilize those shoulder joints. And this does take a while to fully mobilize these shoulder joints, especially as we get older. I know everybody here is in their 30s, but as we get older, then it takes a lot longer to warm things up, get things mobilized. But that's no reason why we can't go through these movements to get that benefit still. It just takes a little bit longer, that's all. Apologize if anybody is watching this is recorded who's in their 20s, who I've just said is in their 30s. Good work. Let's move it a little bit further now. So reach out, bringing the head down as well with it, and bringing it back in. As you may have seen, I'm holding on with the other arm just to help with support there. We're not trying to focus on working our core at this moment. We're focused on getting that good range of motion. Let's extend it a little bit further now. So as you reach out, we're going to come up and over the top on the way back and down to the opposite side. So reaching out, up and over the best we can, and then down to the opposite side. And just repeating through that again, mobilizing that shoulder, opening it up, getting it moving, and helping us to mobilize this shoulder joint here. Good work. We're going to add a little variation in here with this one. Instead of coming out to the side, we're going to come across the body and then drag it around and then back in. So across the body and then around and back in. And as you come across, you'll feel a bit of a stretch. As you do so here, keep that arm out as much as you can. You can also bring it back a little bit and get a bit of a stretch in there as well before bringing it in. But come across the body and then around. And as we like to say, this is the grease lightning exercise. Apologies for not wearing my leather jacket whilst doing this, but Good. Let's bring it in and do some shoulder rotations. Just to ease out of that one there. And change direction. And giving that a nice little shake off. Let's have a little hydration break there. Get yourself hydrated. Unfortunately, I didn't bring one today, which is very bad form of me. I won't go next to the wine rack and grab something from there either, because that definitely won't be appropriate. But yeah, enjoy some hydration, which is always important, even during these lower intensity workouts that we do, because it helps with just keeping things lubricated, keeping things moving, and helping us to make the most of this session. Cool. I'll just wait for everyone to return, and then we will get started on some of our neck mobility. Alrighty. Let's get going with that. I just realized as well before I get going, I do wheelchair rugby training, and we use this ball for some of those exercises that we've been doing in the fitness classes. This one's 6 kilograms, so maybe I'll try and demonstrate some of that tomorrow's session for some of the core work. It won't be very many reps. I'm just going to tell you that straight away. To swap between that and a cushion. But let's get started with our neck mobility. Now everybody's returned, and we do, first of all, our looking up and down, which is our flexion as we look down, our extension when we look up, and just going back and forth between the two. Nice, controlled, easy movements. And we're not really trying to go through a massively exaggerated range of motion on this. We're just trying to go for a good range of motion that we can comfortably do, and that doesn't bring us any sort of pain or major discomfort as we do so. Because as I always say during these, the movement itself is much more important than how far we can take that movement. Because the neck's designed to move. So let's make it move as much as it can without causing us any pain. And any extra range of motion that we can achieve is just an added little bonus on there. But it's not the main reason we're doing this. The next time we find ourselves looking down, let's just hold it there and let gravity take over. So keep yourself sat up nice and tall. Chin comes down, head falls down forwards as well, while staying up nice and tall as well. And then that helps just elongate that neck a little bit. Sorry if my voice got a little bit louder on there. Just a bit closer to the mic now. And we're just extending down. Try and relax and see if your head will go down any further, increasing that stretch. Don't worry if it doesn't though. If you need to come back out and breathe, that's fine. And ease out of it. Let's do a couple of looking up and downs. And the next time you find yourself looking up, let's hold that position there. If you want to take it a little bit further, you've got a few options. First one is to keep the mouth closed. And that's just going to help to elongate the front of the neck there. And if you want to take a little bit further as well, you can put the hand around about the sternum area, maybe towards the top of it, where the sternum reaches the clavicle, the collarbone, and just gently pull down there as we're looking up, as we're keeping the mouth closed, and feeling that stretch through the front of the neck there. You can always look a little bit side to side as well as you're up higher. Feel it in slightly different areas. And let's ease out of it, looking up and down. Nice work. Let's go into our rotation next. So looking from one side to the other, back and forth between the two, nice and gentle and controlled. Nice, easy movements. And the next time you find yourself looking to the left, let's hold it there, looking to the left and feeling a little bit of a stretch on the right side there. If you want to take that a little bit further, you can do. So we're looking to the left, we take our left hand onto the right collarbone and gently pulling the skin there downwards diagonally towards the right armpit. You may need to play around with it to find your place. But once you do, you'll sort of feel a bit of a stretch between the collarbone and sort of the bottom of the jaw area. Or maybe a little bit further around. Let's ease out of it there. Do a couple of lefts and rights. And the next time you find yourself looking to the right, let's hold it there. If you want to take it further again, you can take the right hand onto the left collarbone. Gently pulling the skin down there towards the left armpit. And ease out of that one there. Doing your lefts and rights again. And let's go into our lateral flexion now. Let's really bring one into one shoulder, one into the other shoulder, and back and forth between the two. Just nice, easy movements. One ear to one shoulder, the other ear to the other shoulder, back and forth between the two. Good control on this. Now, this one is probably the one that feels the tightest usually. That's okay. We can help it a little bit in terms of how it feels with some stretches, which is our next bit. So the next time you find your left ear on your left shoulder, you can hold it there. That might be enough of a stretch by itself, but if you want to take a little bit further, you can take your right arm and just pull it down towards the floor. Or your other option is to bring it behind you and sort of pull it down and across your back. That's if you're able to. Your chair may not allow you to get into that position anyway. So just do what you can, either not pulling down, or hand behind. And as you're stretching, breathe into it still. And then ease out of it. Do a couple of lefts and rights. And then the next time you find your right ear on your right shoulder, again, you can hold it there, put the arm down to increase the stretch, or behind you to increase it in a slightly different way. Yeah, let's ease out of that there. Couple of lefts and rights. Excellent work. Let's go into the rest of our spine now. And we'll do some flexion and extension here. That's where we arch our back to extend and curl over to flex. Go back and forth between the two. Now, I really want you to focus on trying to make that spine move here. So it's curling over the spine and it's flexing back. I almost like to try and not let my head get involved because sometimes I can sort of artificially sort of feel like I'm doing more than I am by extending and flexing the neck. That's fine if you want to do that at the same time. I try not to do that. It just helps me to get a good indication of how far that particular part of my spine is doing, but it's fine to bring your neck into it as well. It's not an issue. And you might find as you're going through this, you can get a little bit more range of motion as it starts to loosen up. And I said this before, but I really try and do this as often as I can, like at least once a day, whether it's when I wake up in the morning or when I just remember to do it at my desk. I just spend 5 minutes going through the neck movements, going through the spine movements. And I really do notice the difference between when I do it consistently or when I miss it consistently. If I miss one day, it's not an issue. But if I miss like 3, 4 days in a row, I really start to feel the restriction in my movement and my ability to do things lessen, and other things start to occur, like spasms start to get a little bit more, especially through my core. So having just this there as a sort of a base level exercise that helps me just keep mobile every day really does help my everyday task activity and just general life. So if you can get these sort of movements in, that's fantastic. Once a day is enough, just a couple of minutes, and it can make a huge difference. Let's go into rotation now. So rotate one side, rotate the other side, and back and forth. We'll do a couple more here. This one feels pretty good today. Nice work. Let's go into our lateral flexion now. That's where we reach down to one side, reach down to the other side, and back and forth. Good work. Okay, let's go round like we're in a whirlpool here. Let's change direction. Good work. Let's ease that off a little bit. If you want another drink, feel free to do so. This is a good time to do it. And then we'll move on to our next bit coming up. It'll just be a quick hydration break for this one. So when you're ready to, don't rush though, that's absolutely fine. When you're ready to, we'll do some nice breathing in. And as we do so, we'll bring the hands up. And as you breathe out, we're going to push down. And we're going to add a little variation on it today. So keep that going. But what you do is to almost rock your body a little bit as you're doing it. So as you breathe in, you can rock. And as you breathe out, you can rock forwards. And just try and get a little bit more of your body involved. If you need help with that rocking forwards as well, you can always, as you push down, just lean onto the lap instead of just going arms down to the side. Good. Okay, we're going to bring the hands together into a prayer position. We're going to reach up, out, and around. If you need to on this, you can go a shorter range of motion as well. That's fine. Just find what you can do fairly comfortably in terms of range of motion. What I want you to focus on a little bit here is that as you bring it out and around, really push it out as far as you can. Get a good stretch around on the way down. Good work. Let's reverse that now. So going the opposite way, coming out, around, hands together, and down through the middle. This time again, try and get good range of motion on the way up. And then hands together and down through the middle there. Once you bring your hands together as well, try and pull your elbows together as well a little bit as you come down. Just get a little bit extra stretch in the back there as you do so. Yeah, let's just do some shoulder rotations. Change direction. And give that a nice little shake off. Okay, so we've got an extended meditation session at the end of today. We've got 15 minutes. That gives us plenty of time. We're going to fit a couple of different things in here today. We're going to start off with some box breathing, which we've done before. That's where you breathe 4 seconds in, hold the breath for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and then hold the breath out for 4 seconds and going around that. So it's 4, 4, 4, 4. That's why we call it the box breathing, because you do 4 in, hold for 4, 4 breathing out, hold it out for 4. So that's what we're going to start with. I'm going to be counting for you. So all you need to do is to follow along with the breaths. The best way to start is to a nice deep breath out. And then let's breathe in for 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath in. 2, 3, 4. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath out. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Hold it in. 2, 3, 4. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Hold it in. 2, 3, 4. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4, breathing in. 2, 3, 4, hold it in. 2, 3, 4, breathing out. 2, 3, 4, hold it out. 2, 3, 4, breathing in. 2, 3, 4, hold it in. 2, 3, 4, breathing out. 2, 3, 4, and return your breathing to normal on this one. Just nice, easy breaths going in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you haven't already, let's start to close down our eyes here. And we are going to go for a bit of a body scan on ourselves now. So to do this, if you're not aware, we're going to start from the top of our head and work to the tip of our toes. I'm going to be guiding you every step of the way, and we're just going to focus on each individual part of our body and just do a little check-in with it and see how it feels. If you can't feel the area or move the area or whatever it may be, that's not a problem. Just put some focus and energy into that area and see what feedback comes back to you. So when we're ready to, bring that focus inwards and bring it up until you're in the crown of your head. So right at the top, dead center of your head here. And this is an area that doesn't have much feeling due to lack of nerve ends, but we're just going to put the focus and thought into the top of the head and see what comes back to us. And we will move down now into our forehead and our eyebrows and that sort of area where we can feel a little bit more, and we can certainly move it a little bit more by giving it a wiggle with the eyebrows and the cheeks even and the eyes, and get it all involved there to see how it feels. Now it might feel tired, it might feel energized, it might feel like it needs to close, whatever it may be. Just start to feel that general vicinity of the forehead and the eyes and the cheeks and that, and see how that is. For myself, looking at a camera or looking at the computer screen most of today, my eyes are feeling a little bit heavier. So I know I need to maybe step away from the screens for the rest of the day for myself, or whatever it may be, just resting them there. And you may find something similar or different, depending on what your activity's been. Let's move down now into the jaw, moving the mouth around, seeing how it feels. And again, for myself, it feels a little bit on the tighter side, despite doing lots of talking today. And it just might just be that's the reason. You know, it's feeling fatigued and feeling a little bit strained. And that is perfectly normal and natural. You may feel something different, but feel free to give your jaw a little bit of a wiggle to find out if there's any areas that feel different than normal. We'll bring that focus around to the back of our neck now, and we're going to go down through our neck and see how it feels. And you can move your head side to side to do so. It may be feeling tired and a little bit sore, but also at the same time, a little bit loose. And that is perfectly normal because we have been doing some stretching and mobility work. So naturally, the range of motion increases, but also can be a little bit tiring as well at the same time. Good, let's bring that focus out now from the neck to the shoulders area, and we can give this a little rotation, and this should definitely feel nice and loose. Maybe a little tired just from holding some of those positions, or stretching there can feel a little bit of a fatigue factor, but they should be feeling quite loose as well, which is good. That's where we want to be with the shoulders. Nice and mobile. Let's go down through our arms into our elbows now. And again, you can move these elbows. You don't be afraid to just move it to see how it feels. That's good. And I know for myself that this right side seems to be not too bad with the elbows, but my left side, a little bit on the tight side. I haven't quite come to the bottom of what's happening there. But it might just be handling position, pushing chair, whatever it may be. But I know that I just need to keep an eye on that left side for my elbows and my forearms as well. Coming down now into the wrist. This is where I've had a few issues in the past, and they are ongoing and spring up occasionally in the wrist area. So I just need to keep focus on it, keep attention on it, and that might be the same for you as well. So if there is any areas of your body as we go through, you feel like, oh, that's not quite right, that hurts a little bit, that's a bit more discomfort than I was expecting, keep an eye on it, keep thinking about it, bring yourself back to this area and see how you feel. And if you're able to, you can give your hands and fingers a little wiggle as well, see if there's anything there. Now let's bring that focus all the way back to our torso, and we're going to come into our chest area. And again, we can move the shoulders here, and that gives us a good indication of how stretched and how mobile this chest muscle is feeling. Let's go down now through our spine, and we can start to give ourselves a wiggle side to side. And again, we've done lots of movement today, like we usually do with the spine, so it should be feeling quite good. If you can't feel that area, like myself, just try and feel if there's any resistance or any sort of underlying discomfort, whatever it may be, but getting an idea of how and why it feels the way it does. Moving down now into our hips. And again, can't feel this area, and I definitely can't move this area as well. So just having a little wiggle side to side by using my upper body to achieve that, I get an idea of how it feels, gets it moving. And I'm just listening in, seeing if anything comes back, any sort of resistance, any sort of issues, or even good things too. Just noticing it. And then moving on. Let's go down through our upper legs into our knees. Again, you can give them a move if you're able to, or you can manually move them with your arm if you're able to do that. But just giving them a wiggle, giving them a movement, and just seeing what feedback comes back to you. And just keeping an eye on what it should usually feel like. Coming down now into our ankles, our feet, and our toes, and we can move them all around. If you're able to, if you're not, again, like myself, can't move my feet, but I'm going to put all the focus and attention down there and see what I get back from it. Okay, we're going to start doing some nice deep breaths here to finish off. We're going to go in through the nose, out through the mouth. But how we're going to do this is slightly different than we've done it the rest of the session. We're going to imagine there's a white light that's going to fill your body from the tip of your toes to the top of your head every time you do a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, it's just going to naturally float away. And we do that 3 times together. So when you're ready, you can just breathe out. And then as you breathe in through your nose, filling up that white light. So breathing in, breathing out. White light starts from the tip of our toes, breathing in, breathing out. One more here, breathing in, breathing out. And return your breathing to normal. You can keep your eyes closed here, but again, I want you just to thank yourselves for coming to here today, turning up to the session, being consistent with it, and doing the best you can over a long period of time. Hopefully these sessions will make a big difference and to help you to keep mobile, help you to keep moving, keep yourself injury free, and lots of other benefits that come from doing sessions like this one. So if you're being consistent with it, or whatever your situation might be, give yourself a pat on the back or a round of applause, whatever it is. And then when you're ready to, you can slowly start to open up the eyes, bring it back to the room. You can give yourself a little wiggle if you need to, as we bring today's session to an end. As always, well done, everybody. That was a really good session again. Lots of good movement, lots of good breathing. Excellent work. That's what we like to see.